to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast where we take your lovely, delicious, sexy, awful, brutally bad ideas and turn them into the next AAA titles. I am one of your hosts, Blake Rea.
I'm your other host, AJ Hart, and today we have a special guest with us. We have the disaster cousin of the video game industry.
Ooh.
It's Will Overgard.
Hey! What's up?
You know,
what's up?
it's so much better hearing someone else introduce me like that. I think I'm keeping that title. I think that's my go-to now.
I'm glad you liked it because it felt mean. It felt mean to me. When I said it, I was like, uh-oh, this feels like a mean thing.
Well, to both of you, thank you for having me on. I'm ready to come up with some dumb and some weird. I'm ready to wax lyrical on disastrous AAA nonsense.
I actually, really quick before we jump into that, didn't somebody recommend, like, we bring you on? Like, we met you through, like, a fan submission, right?
Yes, that was from April Fool for Your Love and No More in Your Eyes at Dust in Your Eyes.
Oh, fucking
Always a mouthful. Thank you very much for the recommendation. Will, we are so happy to have you on. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what brought you to the game industry? Where are you in the game industry? And how did you get that moniker?
Oh, I'll give you the speed run.
Okay.
I was in the games industry for, a little over 10 years. Whether I am or am not now is really a matter of perspective. And I would say I gained the moniker of Disaster Cousin because I tried to think of where I fit in today's games industry. You know, how you've got Osama, who is like the good dad of the industry, and you've got, you know, people like Rami, who's like the cool uncle. Like where do I fit in this family dynamic? And I realized that I'm like the Disaster Cousin. Like, I'm the one they tell you, like, look at Will. If you don't buck up, you might end up like this guy. I also seem to make friends with a lot of the disaster tier indies as well. So it just seems to be my little tribe, and I'm happy with that.
Now, what do you define as a disaster tier indie?
Okay, you know what? Disaster tier indie doesn't mean an independent developer who is not succeeding. It's individuals.
It sounds like something that's wild and crazy and doing what they want to do.
Yes, 100%. People, like, I gravitate towards weird projects, messed up games, games that go arty in a way you didn't expect. Like, that's my bread and butter.
You have any that you're willing to plug right now?
Oh, shit, yeah. I mean, the big one that keeps staring at me from my collection is Golden Light, obviously. And, God, I don't know if I'd call Unmetal necessarily a disaster tier indie, but it is one of the funniest comedy games I've played in ages.
Unmetal. I love the image that I received when Googling the phrase Unmetal game.
Right?
Game?
Yeah. You're welcome, friends. You're welcome.
Oh my god, is that supposed to be Snake? Right?
You know what?
Yeah?
I'm going to tell you nothing else, because if you decide to make a video around it, you'll be rewarded with glorious, glorious tier nonsense.
Oh my god, wait, is this single player or is this multiplayer?
It's single player.
Ooh, okay. I might need to boot this up then. Oh, right on.
Putting a pin in it.
Sweet. Well, Will, as you may know, we take disaster video game ideas and try and make our own little disaster indies. So, AJ, do you want to do a game idea? Do you want me to do a game idea? Or is Will going to give a game idea?
You know what? I'm willing to show the fresh meat how it's done around here.
All right. Come on. Flex on the green bean. Let's go.
This submission comes from Reddit. User Squid Pope. Criss Angel Mind Freak has decided to open a new business. Keep Criss happy and also away from the customers and merchandise. We love a good shop maintenance game around here, team.
So
how do we create an antagonist within the shop? Because he's trying to mind freak people. Have you ever tried to run an establishment with a magician? You turn around and this motherfucker's going to release pigeons inside your place. He's going to make product disappear. He's going to make somebody spit out $250 worth in quarters out of their mouth. And that's not going to make anybody happy.
So is this, I guess, like, what stands out to me here is this like a shop that maybe not Criss Angel Mind Freak opened themselves, but it was like, hey, some store owners like, hey, I'm going to cash in on the Criss Angel Mind Freak, like, brands, and it's just kind of he invited the devil into his home kind of situation, where it's you're trying to do the store, you have to like allow Criss Angel Mind Freak to be around enough to where the branding makes sense, but you kind of have to like control like what percentage of Mind Freak is going on, or is something like that, or is this just Criss Angel Mind Freak exists in this shop at all times?
I think he exists there all
Dear
times.
hosts, let me pitch at you, because
Okay.
as soon as you said that, I was like, all right, I went into the vault, and my mind conjures forth this incredible experience. It's 1 part Shadow of the Colossus, 1 part Overcooked. You and a group of friends must simultaneously manage the store while keeping Criss Angel engaged, either by throwing new punters at him that he may enact his mind freak, or by allowing yourself to be trapped into one of his spheres of trickery while everyone else tries to run a feckin' business. The additional challenges, if you've got someone vomiting dollar bills on the floor, that's got to be handled. That's a medical emergency and a source of cash. Criss Angel cannot be stopped. He cannot be defeated. He can only be managed, handled, maybe even harnessed. Like, late game play is about procking the right kind of Mind Freak maneuvers in certain areas of the store to maximize profitability.
Late game Mind Freakers will know that Mind Freak is capable of making an entire elephant disappear. How can we weaponize this for a business?
Well, where does the elephant go? That's the challenge.
Mind Freaked!
Cool, he's just made a bunch of people clap and be impressed that a whole ass mammal's gone. That mammal is now in the fucking kitchen wrecking shit up. You got a real problem on your hands, team.
I love this. Okay, so it's a 4-player Overcooked style but Mind Freak is out and about in the businesses, roaming, doing his terrible deeds.
Yeah. Now, if we wanted to go hard, we could go for an asymmetrical multiplayer title where someone takes on the role as Criss Angel.
I feel that giving the players the ability to control Mind Freak, it gives them too much power. If there ever is a system where players are able to play as Criss Angel Mind Freak, it will only be via a weird hack like in Super Smash Brothers Melee, I think. There was a way for you to play as Master Hand, but you had to like select one character to be playing as Yoshi and then hold a bunch of weird buttons and then like
usually I'd agree with you, but pondering this, I'm reminded of the Michael Myers mechanics from Dead by Daylight. Just in case anyone hasn't seen it. So when playing as Michael Myers in Dead by Daylight, you have to stalk your opponents. So you just have to stand there and look at them. Reminiscent of the movie Halloween. So to charge up your powers, you become like faster and quicker and deal more damage the more time you spend standing there looking at people. With Criss Angel, you got to start with the small freaks, coins disappearing, dollar coming out of your ear, your shoes are gone, I'm doing a float, working up to the big like, oh shit, now there's a fucking alligator in the store or something. I don't know.
okay, this brings up a good question. How does Criss Angel Mind Freak gain his powers?
Exactly. He has to bust out the smaller mind freaks to kind of charge it up.
Do you think he's ever talked about this, like, in a public setting?
What, how he gets his Mind Freak on?
Yeah, like, he's gonna die selling the illusion. Is there a world where he's tried to explain to anybody? In this world, has he ever tried to explain to anybody how he has his magic powers?
No, because I think that's like antithetical to a magician, right? Is the moment you kind of want to explain it, it's no longer magic because you kind of lose it. So could you lean into that where because they mentioned it was a store management sim. As your inventory grows, the materials that Criss Angel has to work with also grows, or like the space he has to work with. So you kind of have to balance this. You have this store that has all of these things on sale, and maybe it's a magic shop. It's like people trying to come in there and buy their own like little budget tricks or whatever. And that's the stuff that Criss Angel Mind Freak has to work with. And as the store grows, his hunger to do more insane tricks in the space grows.
You try to sell somebody a magic hat, but God, do not let Criss Angel touch that thing.
Yeah, there's a natural scaling to it.
Okay.
And so the asymmetrical versus mode allows for Criss to kind of have like an on-the-fly tech tree of different styles of Mind Freak maneuvers, like adding spice to each playthrough.
Okay, the idea that Criss Angel, if we do go with an asymmetric style, the idea that players against Criss Angel are playing as little overcooked people with very limited control schemes and mechanics to really chew in. But Criss Angel has a full skill tree to really just dissect what and where he wants to spec into. Does he want to be fast? Does he want to be powerful? Does he want to build currency? The Criss Angel has pages upon pages of character choices, and the other players just have to react. Yeah. This is good.
And then is that randomized, or is that chosen by a player in the normal part of the game?
I think Will convinced me to make it a player choice.
I wonder if you could, okay, so maybe, what is the end goal? Is you want to try and make it to where Criss Angel doesn't, Criss Angel's working up to some amazingly big trick that'll, wow everybody, but it'll also destroy this store in the process? So are you
He's going to make the whole building disappear. You're trying to sell things out of the Luxor Pyramid, a place that Criss Angel has made his home and walked up and down the side of it multiple times because he cannot be stopped.
Yes. So the inevitability of Angel will always happen. The Luxor will always be gone. So how much profit can you make throughout Criss's entire set?
So
the question is, how much can you squirrel away so that when he does make the Luxor disappear, you're not left with nothing?
Oh, so it's like kind of an arcadey high score game where it's like, how much money did you make in your last run? Ooh, I can optimize this a little bit better. And then I can make a little bit more money next time. It's like kind of like Oregon Trail, but like a lot more quarters and mindfuckery going on. It's just like,
and I'm seeing there's this late game rush to the exit. So learning when you have to bug out before the big mindfuck, before the big mind freak. Sorry. Do you trip up other players so they get pulled into Criss's final trick to get out with more cash? You can.
I think that this is the moment when the players have to work together the most, because once Criss has activated the idea of here he goes, he's going to make the building disappear. The safe full of money is still in the building. Your 4 players have to get in, get the safe, and get out before he makes the whole building gone.
Ah, yes.
Could you? I wonder if you could do some backstabby bullshit in that, because one thing that magicians always do is they like to have assistants. So what if one of the 4 of you is taken at some point, and you can maybe influence which one of you is taken? And is there
management of the Luxor may at some point randomly offer a player a contract to be Criss Angel's assistant?
Yes.
No other players are aware of this. You get kind of a quiet DM to your session. It's like, hey, management thinks you're doing a great job. Criss has actually spoken very highly of you, so would like to offer you this role. But in exchange, you must make sure the others fail.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, I love the secret magician angle.
What's that? Is it Hidden Agenda, the game that plays around with that?
Oh, there's been a bunch of them.
Is it kind of...
I think Hidden Agenda might be one that you're reaching for, where Hidden Agenda was a PlayStation... What was the system they were referring to for that?
I think it was PlayStation 4, yeah.
They had a special name for it. It was essentially what if a Jackbox game control system where everybody's playing on their phone was used to control a narrative game like Until
Dawn and... Yeah.
But the catch would be that every couple of scenes, one player would be given a secret motive, like be extra mean during the interrogation sequence. And if that player was able to secure that goal, then they would get a bunch of points. And I think they also got a little coin that they could use later on to count as 2 votes for one of the choices.
Oh,
I like it.
Okay. So is that the contract?
I was thinking of... Oh, sorry.
No.
I'm getting overexcited on the idea.
I mean, do we want to put a pin in it and we can always come back to it?
I think we have a fully formed asymmetrical betrayal Criss Angel mind freak management simulator.
Because I think that not enough asymmetric games bother with the idea of striking a deal and working with the murderer for just a brief amount of time.
Yeah.
All right. I want to pitch you guys on another idea. I want to put a pin in this.
Okay.
This one comes to us on Twitter from shitpost_our_awuga at Olsen6. A crafting game with recipes from the Anarchist Cookbook. Really quickly, are both of you okay with being put on a watch list for maybe the next 10 years before I talk about this?
Are you asking me to Google the anarchist cookbook so that I can make jokes?
I don't Google it. It'll put you. I think it's like one of those few books that the moment you type it into Google and search for it or try and buy it, you are immediately put on a watch list. So those at home.
Is that real? I always thought that was a fake thing.
No, that's a real ass thing that happens. There's two systems. One, there's like if you search it into Google, and if you try and look for, there are certain books at a library that if you grab it, you are also put on a list.
What if I say at the end of my Google search, no, it's a joke?
It's a joke, legally a joke, anarchist cookbook.
Yes,
that great CIA defense line. No, it was just for a bit.
So for those that...
Your Honor, it was a bit? It was a goof 'em up?
So
it was just a little haha.
For those that don't know, the Anarchist Cookbook is a real book that actually exists. And just to give you a little bit of insight, AJ, my brother owns it, so you know how wacky my brother is.
Trevor would own this fucking thing.
This is a book that's all about building bombs, like legitimate bombs. Like, hey, you want to know how to make like flamethrower liquid out of styrofoam pellets? Well, here's how. Like, what the?
Are either of you two familiar with the manga Batum?
No.
Batum is a manga about a bunch of people that get stuck on an island together, and they're all given fancy grenades, and it's just like a murder game series. But every character has different weird styled grenades.
See, as a concept though, I think this one is actually the easiest. It's just like super twitchy cook serve delicious. That's it. That's the game. It writes itself.
What's Cook Serve Delicious?
So Cook Serve Delicious is a cooking game with a lot more of an intricate control, a lot more intricate elements. So like, when cooking things, you have to fry them the right way, serve them the right way. You have a fully stocked kitchen. It's the same thing, but it'll never be released on Steam, and playing the game will put you on every watch list ever.
Well,
boom,
no.
done, nailed it.
The route I want to go with, I do love the idea of a hyper-realistic thing, but something I've been my parents have been watching a lot of, and this is the reason I picked this submission, is they've been watching a lot of Cake Wars. Yeah, either of you watch that, where it's like just two teams making amazingly fabulous cakes of intricate designs? What if you had to do some sort of cooking game where you are a Hitman-style character, where the only way you can kill somebody is by cooking them a dish that is infused with an explosive, and it's this balance of how lethal it is versus how intricate and well designed and well baked or cooked it is. So it has to look good enough to get past all the guards, and it has to look good enough to be eaten, but it can't look so good that it just is a regular ass cake. And each level would require
if I'm picking up what you're putting down,
things.
If I'm understanding what you're putting forward, you are suggesting that we combine Hitman, starring the iconic Agent 47, with the Great British Bake Off.
Yes, extreme. Yes, exactly.
And you know what? This is the exact rebranding that Cooking Mama has needed since the last 2 years. When they released a game that was farming crypto in the background? I don't know what was going on with that game.
That wasn't a real thing, was it? No.
I'm fact-checking this really quick.
Hold on.
It's true that Cooking Mama was farming crypto in the background. Nah, I was debunked.
Oh, okay. So, are you saying you want to try? We want to create a game that mines, but also puts you on a watch list. That's the trade-off.
No, I think just the watch list is good enough.
I know we're going more back into the baking section rather than the anarchy section, but I love the idea. It's a legit cooking game where you pick the kind of cake or the kind of pastry you're going to make, because it has to hide a pistol or a dagger or a specific kind of poison, which you must then take past guards, which you must then take into the... Ah, no, it is me, Chef Von Makes-a Sandwich. I'm here with your gâteau. Is that a silencer sticking out the front of it? No, it's frosting.
And you are the chef that has been assigned to be the partner for Hitman 47.
Yeah.
He comes to you with his laundry list and he says, look, I know this is going to sound buck wild, but I need you to hide a gun in this sandwich. You are then responsible for picking out what sandwich would most effectively hide a gun. It's not going to be a pastrami. We know that that's not going to work. Philly cheesesteak sandwich, though, you know that that's got enough bits and moving around parts that it's going to hide literally anything you put in there.
But you got to take the grease into consideration, the viscosity. Like, you might end up with a non-functioning, like a tool of assassination if you go too heavy on the cheese or the sauce.
So do you?
Like,
is this kind of like an optimization simulator where it's like you make the thing, you make the food at the beginning of the level, and then you just kind of watch really quickly Hitman going through the level with the thing you cooked? And you get to see how
and then you start over.
See how he utilizes
it's like Kerbal Space Program. You watch how it fails, and then you get to make a new meal.
Yes, you get to make a new meal. Yes.
I would actually play the heck out of that. That sounds
play
great.
the fuck out of that. That sounds awesome. Okay. I want to put another pin in that one. Will, do you have a game for us?
It's your time to shine. We've shown you how it's done.
Oh, sadly, I did not come with a pre-cooked. Yeah, see what I did there? With a pre-cooked concept in mind. But I've been enjoying riffing on these wonderful suggestions. Like, I feel that's my spice that I can add to this. Am I just hungry? Did we just get on the subject of food?
We did make a food game and made us all hungry.
Right before dinner, so yeah.
Yeah, it is just about food time. Fair enough. We'll go ahead and take point then.
Okay.
I'm here to enable you both on this chaos journey that you brought me on.
And honestly, I think this is the exact professional angle that we've been looking for. We haven't had the opportunity to work with anybody really in the industry, so I'm excited to finally prove that we can match pace with the real kids. This comes from Caleb Martin, Taylor's version at Asithius, a JRPG where the combat system is WarioWare microgames. Now,
I actually know somebody making that, and it's really good. Sorry.
Yes.
It's called Heartbound. It's an incredible, incredible game. So, does that mean we have to veto if someone is actually making it? It's good. Does that mean the concept is vetoed?
No, I think we can run with it if we want to.
Oh, this is cute. I do like the look of it. You know what?
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. We'll have to take it in a different direction than Heartbound.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Heartbound, it looks very cute. It's like a little top-down pixel thing. It's giving me Earthbound vibes. It's one of those like Earthbound-like looking games that we've been getting a lot of lately, which are very fun and very good, and I'm happy to see more of them. When I first saw this submission, I was imagining something like Nier Automata. Yeah, Nier Automata does it. I don't think Replicant does. Where in the second playthrough of Nier Automata, you get to play as a character named 9S. And when you fight robots as 9S, you don't get a second attack button. You get a hack button. And then every time you hack an enemy, you deal damage to it, but you have to do a little top-down mini game where you're like, it's a little bullet hell game where you're just a little ship shooting at things.
Okay.
But the problem with that is that it got really goddamn boring after a little bit. So what if we just put in a bunch of different mini games like WarioWare? Mini games where you have to pick a nose. WarioWare games where you have to blow into the screen really hard. WarioWare games where you have to shake the DS a lot. I'm realizing that as I'm speaking about this, WarioWare really was at its prime on the DS, huh?
Oh, bah humbug. GameCube version.
Dude, the Switch game rocks.
All right, before we have a Wario throwdown, do you know what here's a direction we can... Because that's a battle that none of us are ready for on a Sunday. Mega Man Battle Network. The fact that you could take Mega Man around and you could plug him into any electronic device and he'd go in and fight viruses. So we've got our JRPG set up. Whatever it is that we're plugged into articulates the minigame. So we have the standard, like, foray of WarioWare little adventures. But, like, if you plug it into a toaster, it's going to be toast-themed, into a microwave. But then you start getting into complex things, computers, cars, traffic light systems. So each battleground, each thing you plug into in this title tweaks the environment or the experience a little bit. So you never get that just... okay, I've played this one WarioWare minigame 50 times, please end me. It's always got something a little different, a little challenging to it.
It will always still be the same hit the square button the correct 3 times. It's just that every time the JPEG you're looking at is a little bit different. So it'll feel like you've played the same minigames 500 times, please end me. But we can hide it behind the idea that it looks different.
Indeed. Although, once again, this concept has also been done by the DreadX team with their spookware collection.
I feel like this episode I'm just learning about, like, all of the crazy-ass games that are out there. Like, that are actually out there.
Ooh. I'm not a good person to talk to if you want to play less games.
Spookware Dread XP.
Spookware Dread XP. Alright.
Yeah, you play 3 skeleton brothers who accidentally binged horror movies for 11 years and missed school. So now have to go back to the last day of school and try and finish high school. But then they end up being detectives on a murder mystery boat. It's a whole feckin' thing.
Oh, love that. Excellent. Weird.
But again, no one has made Asymmetric versus Criss Angel Mind Freak, so we're still ahead of the game here.
Honestly, it's weird that Criss Angel hasn't made his way into a video game yet.
No, there had to be like a PS1 era game. Criss Angel.
Well, now I've got to Google that as well.
Criss
This better
Angel.
not put me on a list.
The US government's going to try to stop you from mind freaking.
Okay, no, you know what? There is a board game.
Yeah, there's like a board. There is a board game for Criss Angel Mind Freak, which is the over 200 Mind Freak magic tricks you can perform. Well, is this a board game or is this like just his own little magic kit?
Wow. Hey, team, I'm on the ChrissAngel.com website, and this is a website.
Like, does it feel like it wasn't really all that well designed?
Hey, Criss Angel's advertising for a pizza joint called Criss Angel's ABLP? Breakfast, lunch,
What?
and pizza? A restaurant from Criss Angel?
Is this in Vegas?
No.
I'm going to Vegas in a week. And I need somewhere weird to go.
I'm going to the same website. I need to check this. It is Criss
Hey.
Angel's A. What even is that logo? It's
Why
like he
is it
stole Denny's.
Why is it the phrase breakfast, lunch, and pizza? Like, are those the 3 meals?
The 3 food categories.
I mean, haven't you seen how jacked Criss Angel is? That's how you get so jacked. You just eat breakfast, lunch, and pizza.
Breakfast, lunch, and pizza.
Are you looking at eatblp.com right now? Because I cannot express how generic website this website
right.
feels.
Do I just type in Criss Angel Mind Freak website or like
Yes, please.
No, I'm so sorry. Okay, so,
Oh.
all right. I need you all to be on the I need you to be on the Eat BLP website, and then when you are there, when you're ready, I need you to click on menu and come with me on a fucking journey. I'm so sorry. We've destroyed your podcast. Video games are cancelled. It's a Criss Angel event, but I need you to look at the menu because. Fuck me running. Chris's bag of tricks, a happier kids meal. Featuring what can only be described as the Gaia Online avatar of Criss Angel.
It's such a cute little Criss Angel. Blake, are you seeing this image yet?
I'm trying to find it. Can you send it to me on Discord? Because I'm having such a difficulty.
Absolutely, I can.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll drop it in. You're in for a treat. You're in for a fucking journey.
Hey, what's your favorite category? Breakfast with an asterisk? You're getting sleepy crushed out to be appetizers? Salads for the stars? Hey, Criss Angel has a star on Hollywood Boulevard? That's neat
What
for
are the
him.
phenomena fries?
God, hey, does Criss the little image? I just want to go back to the image of him. Does that give you Neopets energy? That weird, like the eyes are kind of bulbousy, the coloring, the shading.
Yeah, it's like early internet energy of like, check it out, this is my OC. Hey, can someone please reverse engineer how we got the menu category, you want a pizza me?
Okay, hold on.
I'm so happy to be a part of this.
Any takers? Anybody want to explain how we got you want a pizza me?
I don't know, because it sounds like he's just trying to do like a... Oh. Yeah.
Is he trying to fight us?
I'm sorry, I'm looking to the immediate left of that, underneath famous burgers, asterisk, nice buns, and a big pickle. Who the fuck is this for? Okay, this is the
My
backdrop.
sides are the only side.
We're all agreeing like this is the backdrop to the video game, right? Like the restaurant, it's not a store, it's Mind Freak restaurant. And he's just trying.
This
people
is
are trying
what
to just
our team is
enjoy their
playing.
meals.
Stop
Yeah, go ahead.
Blake, I cannot have you doing this. I'm not letting you besmirch Criss Angel's whole thing. He is obviously trying to keep Mind Freak out of the restaurant. When you are referring to Eat BLP, I do need you to just say Criss Angel's Eat BLP.
Bruh,
Please do not put Mind Freak in here.
No,
I don't. I can
okay.
assure you, we cannot fuck with Criss Angel Mind Freak's legal team.
No. At the top of famous burgers, what do you see? Mind Freak Burger. At the top of You Want a Pizza Me, Mind Freak Classic. This dude is milking the brand for all it's got.
Oh, you think that's good? You think that's good? The final entry is a double shot of Absolute Vodka for a deeper mind freeze.
Mind freeze with souvenir cup. Oh, this is fucking insanity.
And what in the Sam Hill is the love table?
Oh, you don't know what the love table is?
We can reserve the magic room or the love table. The love has a heart for an O. What is going on? Is there a sex room in this restaurant?
Mind freak.
I need to go to this place. I'm so ready to get up in it. Oh, okay. So we are the managers
how do we come back
of this
from this?
restaurant. What is our goal?
Okay.
So are people just trying to eat their food as food, and Criss Angel's trying to be like, hey, let me jazz that up for you. Let me try.
Criss Angel's walking around to everybody's like hash browns, and he's like, if you give me 2 minutes, I can make a bird fly your hash browns.
Yeah, so that's the management. That's the management element. The more Criss Angel is around customers, the more they buy specifically Mind Freak related foods, which increases your profits. But if he's left at a table for too long, he starts mind freaking them, and then there's like a feckin' dove coming out the milkshake, ruining their entire meal, and they're having a bad time.
So you're like,
the more
you're
mind
like his,
freak
you're
energy
like his
he gets,
assistant,
the
kind of
closer
thing.
he gets to making the entire
Essentially,
Luxor
yeah.
disappear.
Oh,
Yeah.
this dude, I love this because Will, I was telling freaking AJ prior to this, I've been playing a fuck ton of Frostpunk. That's just been my go-to game, and something that kind of reminds me of this is like so the basic game premise of the game, for those that don't know, you're trying to warm your little town, and you have this like central engine in town. You can turn on like the overdrive for that engine, but if you forget that you turned it on, that shit will blow up eventually. So we're playing with this game of like, as the game goes on, it's like Criss Angel is this. The longer his gauge goes up, the closer we'll get to him mind freaking the whole establishment. But all the money's gone. All of the people are gone. Actually, how about that? How about it's a little bit unpredictable, because you don't. That's the thing about Criss Angel Mind Freak. You don't know what's next. You don't know what magic crazy shit he's gonna do. If his gauge goes all the way up, it can be one of many things, making each run unique. So it could be all. It could be all of the food in the establishment disappears, all the money disappears, all of the building itself disappears, or maybe.
So is it like Betrayal at House on the Hill? The Criss Angel Mind Freak has a bar. It's going to continue to fill. Once it fills, Criss Angel activates Mind Freak mode, where he is going to do a game-ending maneuver, making the food disappear, making all of the food birds, making the building disappear, spawning 100 elephants. Once we know what the Mind Freak is, now the players go into their mode where they have to figure out how to control as much damage as possible and leave the building while keeping whatever they can, whether that's the food, the money, or property rights.
Does Criss Angel's Mind
But the
Freak?
players won't know what they need to be preparing for in the final act until Mind Freak mode happens.
Exactly, but just like with Overcooked, you're still having to manage like serving orders, things going on. So it becomes as much like a team management thing. Like, okay, who's keeping an eye on Criss? What the fuck is Criss doing right now? Oh no, he's charging up his everything's now turning into a dove maneuver. Okay, we got to get out before this place is
for
just
10 minutes. Can we stop him, please?
How do you stop him? Like we've talked about like having him move on and stuff like that. Is it just like you walk up to him and escort him to a new table? So it's like
yes.
Maybe that's what you have to do, is like you have to choose, or one of the players in the team has to choose what table he goes to next. And after he leaves a table, that table's gauge maybe starts going down a little bit. So it becomes this dance of
leading
like
him over.
spreading enough Criss Angel mind freakage around to where everybody's motivated to spend more money. But if you let him sit on anybody for too long, that's when like game indie shit happens, and you got to see how much you can how much you can collect before you can get out of there.
I think one of the wildest
balancing act
things
of it all
about
coming
looking
together.
at this menu, by the way, is how many characters the menu introduces.
Oh god, I thought I was the only one still looking at it. I'm just flabbergasted by it. You are getting sleepy has been crossed out with sleepy, and it says you're getting appetizers. Is that a fucking threat?
I just can't get over how many names are being introduced. We have Costa, we have Alucia, we have JC, we've got Christos, we've got Shanti, we've got Caesar, The Rock, JD, Tommy Boy. There's so many menu items in here that have a name affiliated to them. It's buck wild.
Is that? Do you
We've
think
also
these
got,
are like
like, 3
characters that
final
were in his
moves.
show stories or something?
I guess maybe. But no, they've also named all his final moves for us. So we have the Mind Freak, we have the Mind Feast, and we have the Mind Freeze. These are pre-cooked names from this fucking menu. This is not where I thought I would be going with today.
Okay, one more thing I want to just talk about on this fucking wild as shit menu. Go to the desserts to die for. Seasonal cheesecake. When the fuck has cheesecake ever been seasonal? Like what weird place are they buying cheesecake from? Some weird alternate dimension shit. So
yeah,
okay.
Well, obviously, when responsibly farming cheesecake, you need to make sure it's in season or at least free range. Like, free range cheesecake is something I'm very passionate about.
You don't want to over cultivate it.
When the fuck is cheesecake season?
Okay.
Who's John and Demetra? Who is John and Demetra, and why do they get a special hot chocolate? Why is it different?
That's exactly what I'm asking. Like, the boss Cobb salad. Okay, we know that the boss likes Cobb salad. I don't know who the fuck the boss is.
This is so good.
Tommy Boy's extreme grilled cheese. Yeah? Can I know anything about Tommy Boy? No? All right.
Okay. I want to...
Hey, did we ever find out why there's asterisks on some of these menu items?
It's probably because there's something at the bottom of the menu that has like little No, they're just mysterious asterisks for. There's nothing here. Also, Java Freak, gotta love that. That's all the coffee stuff.
I'm just in
you
awe.
can't just slap Freak on the end of things and then say it's good enough. I hate this.
You shouldn't, yet here we are. We are being proven wrong in real time by Criss Angel's fucking
Was this the mind freak
breakfast,
all
lunch,
along?
and pizza.
Was this the mind freak?
Carnage.
Hey, stop the call. Hold on. Did we just get mind freaked?
I think we just got mind freaked
fuck.
remotely.
God damn it, Criss Angel! You got us again!
Fuck, he's good. He's so good.
Okay, I want to figure out,
ready for this?
like, what are some of the potential things we have to, what are the big things that Criss Angel will do if a meter gets filled up? It'll always inevitably get filled up. The game just gets, it's like Call of Duty Zombies. It just gets harder and harder and harder as the longer the game goes on. So he'll eventually pull a mind freak that affects everybody and it's game ending. So, like Betrayal of House on the Hill, I want to come up with a couple of those things, and what do our characters have to do to, like, escape it, negate it completely?
Okay.
So, like, what's the first one we talked about is he was going to mind freak the whole building. So, does the building become like this non-Euclidean space thing where it's like it basically becomes a level of Temple Run where you just need to like parkour your way to the end while carrying things?
I like the non-Euclidean angle. So the idea is, for that mind freak maneuver, the tables start moving outwards slowly, whilst on the outside, the Luxor is like collapsing in on itself. From those inside, it seems to be spreading out.
Oof.
So you've got to make a dead sprint for it, because the longer you leave it, the further you have to run.
Yes, but the longer you leave it, or the more stuff you can collect. So the more safes you
Exactly.
can hit, the more cash, the more tips from tables you can pick up before running out. So there's that little bit of like temptation of like, I have enough time. Maybe I know how much time I have here. Let me go hit some more money. And is it okay.
Oh no, I was just going to add, because we've got the names of these already, because that's the Mind Freak. That's the iconic ending. But then we have the Fest and the Freeze. I'd say the Mind Fest is the, like, infinitely spawning elephants. Like, earlier on in the evening, he's made an elephant disappear.
Is coming here now. Cars,
Yeah.
elephants, people, other buildings.
Oh, God. Everything's just spawning in. Oh, no. Okay, but how do you deal with that? So now we know the problem. What is this? Is it just... You need to make are you going to see like right before something spawns in and you have to get out of the way of it?
If this happens, yes, I think if this one happens, you get to see when things are going to spawn so that you can dodge. But as more and more people that Criss Angel has made disappear show up, you have to continue to serve them because now they're paying customers. And much like the famed video game Halo ODST, where you were given the mission statement to simply survive, you have to continue to serve as many people as long as you can hold out before you lose all of your points.
That's the tagline of the game! Is survive or die.
Ooh, there we go. Criss Angel's Mind Freak Survivor. I like that Criss Angel's Mind Freak Survivor.
Now, what is Mind Freeze?
Time freezes. Like everything gets exponentially slower. So cooking goes slower. People moving throughout the building go slower. It just becomes like you need to. Again, I feel like a lot of these revolve around escaping, right? Because actually no, because the last one was like a holding out.
Yeah, the second one was
over.
like you have to hold out as long as you can, and it's just going to get more and more difficult until it becomes impossible to keep up.
I like the time angle. Let's jam on that one. So, okay, Criss Angel, obviously super powerful wizard. He's coming close to stopping time. This also brings up the possibility of time clone Criss Angel. Time clones being the idea that if time moves forward and backwards in a linear fashion, you could essentially create multiple versions of yourself by time travel. So we increase the number of Criss Angel.
No, I love that because that makes the counters, that's more Criss Angels that you have to manage. That means your gauge is constantly like going up and up and up until he's just like, Criss Angel's taking over the whole business.
Exactly. Now, if we're following time cop rules, if two Criss Angels touch each other, that's the end of all space and time as we know it. So, you also have to have an increased kind of keep-away mechanic. Like, eventually two Crisses will touch and the Paradox clone situation will just collapse space-time. But until then, you've got to keep serving tables.
Now,
that is the mind freeze.
Here's my big question. Is there a way that we can give players the ability to plan ahead? For example, I know Blake played Phasmophobia. Will, did you get the opportunity to play this excellent indie game?
I did indeed.
Now, Phasmophobia has a great mechanic where there is some sort of ghost or ghoul or goblin in the home, and as you play through the game, you are given clues as to what ghost, ghoul, or goblin you are dealing with, so that you can kind of then plan ahead for what you're going to deal with, because you say, I have these clues, I think I know what we're dealing with, so if I go in through these doors and use these lights, I'll be safe.
Okay. Can
we give players small clues to what Criss Angel might be building towards over the course of the game so that they can start to prepare?
Yes. I think that would be very doable. I mean, assuming we're moving away from the asymmetrical and that we're having like an NPC Criss Angel, because of the way you have to manage him, moving him to other tables, trying to pull him away from doing certain tricks at certain places, we're going to have reactionary elements that the players could observe. So or let's say it's a 4-player game, like early to mid-game, you need like 1 to 2 people to manage Criss, while the rest handle like, menu-flavored nonsense. By observing Chris's behavior, you might be able to see where he's going down the path.
Let me pitch you on something.
The gauge is filling up a little bit faster, so you say, I think you might be gonna duplicate soon.
Let me pitch you guys on something, just to kind of lean into, because like one thing this game feels like it's missing is the motivation as to why you are like making money. Like, why is money important? So in the game, you are serving, and the whole gameplay is that you are trying to serve while making sure Criss Angel's Mind Freak gauge doesn't go up to 100% or else he explodes. After you are trying to sell enough things in the meantime, and at predetermined intervals, you will unlock a clue, or like a magic card will turn over, and it'll be an image that gives a hint as to what Criss Angel is going to be doing for his final trick. So it's like, hey,
it's a tarot card that
it's a tarot card reading. Yeah, it's a tarot card
to
reading.
His current gameplay strats.
Yes, but it's going to be three. It's going to be 3 cards. That way, it motivates why you are trying to sell as much dishes as you can, and to unlock all of the hints before he goes into Mind Freak mode. So you're racing
and
against
the thing
time
is,
trying to make money.
someone has to be there. Like, someone has to be there to take the reading, which means you go from 4 players down to 3.
Oh.
So to get the power to know what Criss is going to do, someone's going to take themselves out of the game for, like, you know, how long does a tarot reading take? Like 10 to 30 seconds gameplay time? You know, because he's got to do his whole, like,
person that
mind
has been
freak
contracted
things.
by the Luxor to be the traitor.
That's where the offer can come in.
Oh, they can be giving wrong tarot readings. And, like, anybody can physically go over and, like, look at the tarot reading. So it's like, you can get caught lying, which that adds that little bit of a danger element to it. So, like, people can be like, hey, can somebody go check the card that was revealed? Somebody else go with them so we can confirm that person isn't lying.
But now you've lost 2 people, like, from the kitchen.
This feels a lot like Trouble in Terrorist Town, how it has that that mechanic of, like, if you guys go into, that room, it'll say, like, somebody in that room is a traitor, or, like, nobody in that room is a traitor, but it doesn't tell you which one or who. Kind of has that mechanic to it. So the tarot card can be utilized multiple times, but you have to unlock it by selling X amount of dishes or something like that.
Yeah, and pulling it back from the asymmetrical elements, see, at this point, like, Criss is a force of nature, a storm that rolls through. Like, something that can never be removed, only ever mitigated. So it gives enough additional chaos. And this is a no-joke comment. Like, this means that it adds some spice to the Trouble in Terrorist Town style. Like, it's not just a find out who the traitor is, because there's this element coming through. And it's not just a pure survive against some unknowable force a la Phasmophobia. It is its own fucking special flavor.
If you find out that I'm the traitor, that doesn't do anything other than me now instead of me being like, oh, sorry, I wasn't able to move Criss because I was so slow. Once you know I'm the traitor, you guys could be like, Criss is at table 3. And I'm like, that's weird. I think he's at table 4, actually. And I can just lie full stop, non-stop all the time.
God, and if it's played from the first-person perspective, that does mean that the communication is really important. Because if you're in the kitchen preparing stuff, you don't know where Criss is. You're relying on someone to tell you.
Yes,
now first-person perspective brings me to my next question, which is one of the most important things about any video game. What does it look like?
I was thinking like Phasmophobia.
Can we please,
it's like photorealistic.
Please use this Criss Angel Mind Freak Gaia Online menu design?
Oh, see, I'm in 2 minds, because when you initially said this, I was imagining like an advanced version of Happy Humble's Burger Farm, right? But now, I'm looking at that
Burger Farm. Yeah. We all know.
But now I'm looking at that Criss Angel Kids Meal
Farm.
I'm looking at that kids' meal art, and I'm thinking, like, if you take that art style and put it into a first-person perspective, you have some haunting shit right there. I think the term is often used as creepy cute, something that should be considered cute, but is deeply unsettling. Like, creepy cute would be the aesthetic. Also, I keep looking at the menu. I'm sorry. You should have introduced me to this. I keep looking at the menu, and the Criss's Bag of Tricks Happier Kids Meal each comes with a magic trick taught by Criss and a soft drink. But the way they phrased it is that the magic trick will be taught to you by Criss and a soft drink.
Yeah. Wait,
is the soft drink part of the trick?
Hold on. Are you telling me that for $5 I can go to Criss Angel and give him $5 for a grilled cheese and he'll tell me how he made a card disappear?
Yes.
Let's go.
I don't like this.
I need to be there immediately.
Okay, so what? So what do we? I feel like we got the game figured out, right?
I'm sorry. Hey, now
Yeah.
I'm looking at the menu again, and I need to point out this thing. There's a photo of a margarita pizza in here, and it's maybe the least appetizing margarita pizza photo I've ever seen in my life.
How did we get here? This was just meant to be unplayable games. How did we end up at Criss Angel's breakfast, lunch, and pizza restaurant? So I need a chronology. I need a map.
Life operates in strange ways, friend.
It would be a fool's errand to understand how Criss Angel's mind freaks work.
It's true.
What are the Phenom chip fries? What are they? What's a Phenom? I don't.
How come the... You can get the
Nothing.
garlic knots in a pack of Lucky 13 for no real reason. It's just kind of funny.
I could work 1,000 years. I could write 1,000 scripts or come up with 1,000,000 ideas, and I would never, ever be able to come up with anything as funny as this menu. This is peak, this should be parody. This should be a bit. This is a real restaurant that exists. I don't know how to process this.
Where is it? Where is Criss Angel's breakfast, lunch, and pizza, and how do I get there?
Well, I'm glad you asked. They have a Twitter account. Okay, so that's where the rest of my Sunday's going.
Yo, let's get that ad deal going. Well, we're running up to the end of the hour of the show.
Yeah.
This is the game, probably, isn't it?
That's obvious. Yeah, totally. It's my Criss
We
Angel's
should-
Mind Freak survive. Survive
Survive or die.
Survive or die is good.
Sweet.
Do we just put a... Here's my question. Do we do serve as in service industry?
Oh, yes.
Comma,
Yeah.
IVE, comma, or die, and leave the audience to wonder what the fuck Ive means?
Yes. In keeping with Criss Angel's breakfast, lunch, and pizza restaurant, I feel that's the most accurate.
Mind freaked.
Are we ready for patch notes?
I'm ready to go to patch notes. Will, are you
I'm ready to
go
drink.
patch notes?
I'm gonna need a stiff drink after this.
Well, great news, because at Criss Angel's breakfast, lunch, and pizza, you can get the Mind Freeze, a double shot of absolute vodka inside of your delicious freezy drinks.
For a deeper mind freeze.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Patch Notes. Thank you so much for listening to the show, and thank you, Will, so much for joining us today. If people wanted to hunt down more of you and your work, where would they find you?
Oh, God, thank you so much for having me. Friends, if you, for some reason after this chaos, want to hear more of my dulcet tones, I am on Twitch these days, if you can believe it. So I am twitch.tv/VikingBlonde. That's where you can find me.
Right
Come
on.
say hello.
And with that, we can close the show out. As always, our intro and outro music is Cheap Shop by Anamanaguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I've been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I have been your other host, Blake Rhea.
This has been Spiritual Successor.
And these are cool games.
That absolutely should never be made.